All right, in the past 2 weeks, we've had the stock market rebound from the August lows, from the early August downdraft. And right now, with Jerome Powell speaking in confidence about cutting interest rates, the stock market's only going to move higher. But as I've said 4 million times, the stock market is not the economy. Half of America, 50% of this country, is not in stocks. So with Microsoft moving up 10% in a week, it's not helping the ordinary Joe. And they're still struggling, trying to pay bills and keep a roof over their head. Now, with interest rates being cut and the stock market soaring, it's a double-edged sword because commodities are beginning to rise again. And that's only going to mean inflation is going to go up. And we're going to see the bottom half of this country become constrained again, even more than they are now. Now, the problems, they still exist. The bankruptcies, they're at 14-year highs. The credit card debt crisis, that's at 14-year highs. And the layoffs, they keep coming. And the factories, they keep closing. Now, we must remember that the guys at the top, the guys that have all the money, they control the airwaves. They control the media. And the headlines, they're going to be garnered with jubilation and excitement of how this stock market moves higher. And the layoffs and credit card debt, those stories, they're going to be pushed back towards the back pages, towards the dark web. And you're going to have to scour the earth to find any news articles on how bad things really are. Now, the things I just spoke about, that's what's on the surface, but things are even worse in America, psychologically, mentally, and physically. The physical condition that this country is in is just off the walls. And if America doesn't have a healthy population, we're not going to remain the #1 economic superpower on the planet. That's going to go to the country that has the healthiest beings. And right now, half of this country can't work simply due to physical disabilities. Now, we tack on the mental issue, man, we're in big trouble. The mental institutions, they continue to close, and many of these people, they're not getting help, and they're causing chaos everywhere you turn, from subway pushings to random stabbings to just loitering and being unsightly in public. And it's not a good look, and I fear this is only going to get worse. Now, we've seen a ton of incidents happen on planes. And for whatever reason, people seem to geek out 30,000 feet up in the air. Now, these incidents, they may not seem like a big deal, but a plane having to make an emergency landing or a flight that's pushed back a few hours to remove that passenger, that causes hiccups everywhere. People miss connecting flights, business meetings, you name it. And that's all it takes is one person with mental issues to create havoc for 200 or 300 more people. And I've said for the longest, if you don't take care of the people, if you don't educate the people, just 10% of the population can hold back the other 90%. And that's where we are, or that's where we're going. And it's only going to get worse as the economic pains tighten up. Now, the credit card debt, that continues to go up. But the credit card limits, they're getting ready to be cut. We're going to have the Capital One Discover merger close next quarter. And I'm here to tell you a good portion of both of those credit card holders, they're going to find their credit limits cut in half. And the good times in the last few years, that's going to go out the window real quick. And you're going to see a ton of Americans scramble around trying to figure out how they're going to pay bills. And ultimately, it's going to end in an eviction notice. And many people, they're going to get hit in the head with a double whammy because the pink slips, they continue to be handed out. The layoffs, they're not stopping. Now, it looks like the interest rate cuts, they're coming, but they're not going to come fast enough, and they're not going to be large enough to help millions. There's so many businesses going out of business, filing for bankruptcy, that you have to scratch your head and wonder how this country is going to make it. Now, that's on the business side. On the personal side, personal bankruptcies for medical debt, they continue to go up. Credit scores are getting wrecked. Assets are being seized. And for millions, it's nowhere to turn for help. And this country is going to be in big trouble. Now, if you like this type of content, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.